John's going to tell us some stories things that's happened in this house before we start.
All right.
All right, so we're going live, guys. Listen.
All right.
Okay, so I talked to Andrea, and I just asked her, just tell me what some of the things happened in this house, okay? So I'm just going, there's no particular order here. I just took notes, all right? So, when they bought the house, they remodeled before they moved in, okay? They didn't do all of this, but there was still some remodeling that went in. She said things would happen like lights flickering, mirror doors would open. They have like the old school mirrors in the bathroom, that would, the cabinet that would open up. And she said she was in here, and she was writing John a note for something because she was in here by herself. And she said there was a full-blown conversation above her, so in the attic. She's like, it was like they were having a tea party, chit-chatting it up. She's like, and I left immediately.
Wow.
So she's like, there was nobody else in the house, but you could hear people conversating. So that was one incident. And then she said another time, John was in the backyard and dug up a couple toys. He found some toys when he was doing his things back there. And she's like, that's when some weird stuff started happening. So
Where are they?
We tried to find them.
she doesn't know. She's got them somewhere.
Yeah, she thinks they're still here on the property.
Yes, every time you remodel houses, it just stirs this stuff up, man.
So she said they did bring those toys in, and then some weird things happened. She said, so Angel's room,
Which
one of
is
the
marked.
smaller rooms.
That's one of the first new bedrooms.
Okay.
So they came in one day, and her toys were put in a circle. And in the middle of that
No
circle
way.
were two random toys that were not hers. They were just like, one was like a little astronaut figure, and the other was like a cake topper, like a flag or something. So, but it was just random toys that were not the girls. And so, because I remember her even posting on Facebook, like, does anybody know what this is? Because it was just in our daughter's room. We don't know where it came
Wow.
from. So, but her toys were lined up in a circle with those in the middle. Let's see.
Shauna's out. We'll see you later.
She said the kids would often claim of seeing a shadow of a black dog running around. It was said that the previous owner did have dogs. So she said kitchen, she says in the kitchen she has seen a shadow go up the stairs. And I guess in the kitchen there's supposed to be a tall guy with a top hat who hangs around. She has seen that figure. What? Oh. She has seen that figure. My Aunt Cindy saw him, and John Sears' mom. Oh, sorry. Sorry, no names.
No names.
Last names. But his mom had seen this guy too. So multiple people have seen the same character. I guess, okay, so they had a paranormal team come in because all this weird stuff was happening, and the psychic, they had a psychic, said
Wow.
that person, the tall guy with the top hat, liked cooking, and that's why he would hang around the kitchen, because he liked to watch her cook and stuff.
Maybe it's a chef hat, not a top.
Good observation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm more than just good looking.
Who told you that?
I tell myself,
Oh, okay.
you are important. People like you.
Okay, so then another story, when Angel, which is one of these rooms here, when Angel was 2, the same room where the circle toys were in the circle. So she was around 2ish, she had a toddler bed, and her toddler bed was lower to the ground. Andre said there was about maybe 3 or 4 inches off the ground. She said she was looking for her through the baby monitor, couldn't see her. She wasn't in her room, couldn't find her. Super weird, right? She's 2, like where could she be? She said she found her underneath the bed. And she said what was weird was it just seemed like she was placed under there.
Wow.
Like she's like she could have possibly put herself under there, but it was just weird. It seemed like something had put her under there. And she said when I got her out from under the bed, there was scratches going down her leg. And so she's like, it was like a cat scratch is the best way to describe it. And she said it was just
And she
straight
didn't
down her
move?
leg.
We asked her, like, we wanted to make sure it wasn't like a set of 3 or.
She didn't claim it was. She didn't say. She just made it sound like it was like some scratches.
But
didn't say it
if
was
she
like
did
three.
crawl underneath the bed, I mean, she could have done it herself too, but.
But she
when
thinks if she
didn't
had
see her-
crawled under the bed, that it might have been more jagged scratches of her trying to like maneuver.
Shimmy around.
Yeah,
So.
and not just a straight shot. So, but it almost like, it was just one of those things where it's like, was she placed there to get out of the camera sight? You know, I don't know, to be hidden. Okay.
Don't those cameras rewind?
No.
Well, you need to get one that rewinds.
Well,
That's
this
creepy.
was older, you know, they're not as modified as they are now.
Okay, and then the room next to Angel's is
Star's
Star's.
room, that's
Okay.
another new bedroom on the addition.
Okay.
So when she was 3, they redid her room in Elmo. Are you guys listening?
Yeah, Des.
When
Elmo's
she was
world.
3, they redid her whole room as Elmo. That was her birthday present that year, and so, you know, they were super excited. Well, Star would never sleep in there. Andre said for like the first year, she would bawl her eyes out, she would cry, she wouldn't stay in there, she'd always sleep with them. And she said when they were decorating, one thing was one of John's other daughters came, decorated some trees, like painted trees. They think something followed her here. And so they think that she
Comments
brought
work.
something into
Thanks.
the house.
What? Because she's
Just
evil?
that fun.
I don't know if she
The lady is?
I don't
I'm
know
just
if she-
asking a question because
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what she's dabbled in, but yes, they had reason to believe that
She's
something
got a
could follow her.
background. So.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So she decorated in
Lord. I think I need to go.
Star's room.
Go where?
So they think that was
We were
part of
trying to
it.
leave one time.
But the other part was, again, are you listening?
Yeah, we are.
The psychic also said, when she came in, that there were 20 people in that room.
Whoa.
And
They
they were all trying to talk to Starla. And so Starla could see them and hear them, but couldn't understand them because she's 2, 3, so she would freak out, and that's why she wouldn't stay in the room, because they were all in there all the time.
She's
So
just
it's like
overstimulated.
Yes, overstimulated.
Wow.
Oh, me too. I think we yapping at one time. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Kind of like sharing stories in a room nobody's listening to.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of what you got to relate right now, guys.
River's room. Where's River's room?
It's not
It's the first one right here. The little, it's not.
Oh, yeah, down the
it's,
hallway.
It's
This
the
copy
original.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So River's room. They said there's a little girl in the closet. Said one time Andrea stayed in River's room with her, and she felt somebody playing with her hair, and then woke up and like it stopped. So
How old was she?
who? River or the little girl?
Oh, it took me out, yeah.
The little girl? Who's River?
River's one of their daughters.
Right. Oh, okay. So 2 little girls stayed in that room?
No, Andrea was sleeping with her.
Oh, okay.
And there's supposedly a little girl that was
Okay.
stayed in her closet.
And
So,
it, just that night? For a
yeah,
while?
yeah. So. Yeah, Andrea said she played with her hair.
Boys.
She said she could feel it. It was cold, like there was coldness. So then, John's mom and her sister said they saw an old couple come down the stairs, and I'm guessing they mean like the basement steps because that's the only steps here. They saw, right?
Yeah.
Could be the
Oh, I guess
upstairs.
also the.
I don't know where they were at.
Yeah, I don't know where they were at either.
But the attic steps would be hard to see somebody coming down.
So
Like it's a
I
whole
would think
wall.
the basement would make more sense, but you know.
Yeah, but they said they saw an old couple come down because I guess she dabbled in stuff too, and so could.
She did with the Ouija board.
Yes, so she.
His house?
No, but just.
Oh, yeah, that's
I was gonna say.
It was not.
But they said they asked the old couple, like, you know, what are you doing here? And they said, this is our house. And they said, no, it's not. This is so-and-so's house. You need to leave. And supposedly they left. So.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
too
They
easy.
said sorry and they backed up.
We didn't mean nothing by it.
They're really
Uh,
polite.
Full body figures?
I guess it was the old
They were
couple.
polite enough to leave.
They're
Okay.
actually real people.
We're sorry.
Did you bring the REM pod in? Did you bring
Yeah,
it?
it's sitting
Oh,
there.
okay.
Okay, when the psychics came, I think it was just one, in Skylar's room upstairs in the attic, so there was a little boy, and she would be taking showers, and I guess he would poke at her. And like
At the
the
curtain,
shower curtain would poke in at her. And so even one time Andrea said that
Just get
she
it
heard
right, see
Skylar
that?
say, you know, get the off of me or quit it. And she ran upstairs and Skylar was like, he won't stop, like it won't stop bothering me. So like that was pretty prominent. And then Skylar also said while she was sleeping, so if you guys went upstairs, you see how it was like 2 separate rooms.
Mhm.
So Skylar was in the back.
That's where Sean was gonna stay. New people stay in
That
the room by
tiny little
themselves.
room with the door.
I went to the bathroom by myself.
I did too. And I was like,
So she was in the back part, and I guess there must have been a door that kept from the front part, and that was closed. And she said lights were on, and she could hear mumbling outside of it, so she thought somebody was outside of her door. So Andre said she started screaming, and Andre woke up and heard her and ran upstairs and said, "What's the problem?" She's like, "The light was on." Like then I heard people talking, and Andre said she got up there and she saw nothing. No light was on or anything. So she's not sure what happened there. Let's see. The psychic said they could sense something in the basement. And then the story in the basement was before they moved in, John's son was working on the basement downstairs. And again, it's been remodeled, so this door may not even exist anymore. But he got locked out, don't know how, and he had to actually crawl through a window to get back into the basement. But when the lock was not just like, typical door lock, it was the kind that was the hook that could go into the hole. And so you know what I'm saying? So something physically had to like lock it. It wasn't just an accidental oops, bumped it, like so that
And he was the only one here.
Yeah, he was the only
So
one
there was
there.
nobody else here.
And then the old steps, so if it matters, the old steps are above the Harley Davidson tables. So where the steps are now, it was literally on the opposite
Yeah, so
side. He had
he
flipped the
revamped
steps.
all that. He
so.
flipped all that.
Again, lights flickering. I guess one time there was like the touch lights, and so she said like she'd walk out of her room and it would go on. She had to go back and turn it off, and then it would mess with her that kind of way. And then so the paranormal team they had come in before. So I guess what they told Andrea was that they had another team member that was supposed to be there, but he couldn't come because the night before his arm had gotten gashed up to the point where he had to go to the hospital to get stitches. And so she's like, we never saw the guy, we don't, that's just what they told us. But she said what was weird was that night, well, they told her that kind of happens. Sometimes when they're doing research on a place, sometimes they get attacked because maybe that thing doesn't want them to go there. But Andrea said that night before they came, she's like, it was very calm in the house. It was very eerie. She's like, me and John even talked about it, how calm it was, and then they found out that guy had gotten attacked, like where he was. Almost as if whatever was here went
Really?
after him.
All right, we're in the van. Everyone in.
Yeah. So she's like, and then she did say like after they came, it seemed like things stopped, but she's like, she's been here for a little bit cleaning up, and she said nothing has happened, but.
How long ago was the paranormal team here?
She didn't say, did she?
No, I forget how long ago it was. Another thing was she said she was on the front porch sitting outside, and a little boy rolled up on his bike or something and said, I like your new house, or I like what you've done with the place, because they've added to it, they switched the porch, all that's new. And he's like, I used to live here. And she, was like, oh, thank you. And she said in the blink of an eye, he was gone. She's like, he's like, he wasn't either way up the street.
Either way.
Like, I didn't
So
see
who's
him
outside
again.
then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Okay.
I'll go outside. Cool.
So,
I'll watch the sidewalks.
but she said overall nothing crazy bad has happened. The most bad would have been like the scratches on her daughter, but nothing to where like they've been attacked or hurt or anything like that. And she said she said they can move things. Like they've seen it. So like that was one thing.
Yeah.
So, I think that was about everything. She said they moved in on a foreclosure. They weren't sure about the previous owners. It didn't sound like they have dogs though.
Okay, I'm gonna go check the cameras downstairs. Make sure that one was giving me a hard time. That's why.
Okay.
Are we? Is that everything?
You said downstairs, John?
Yeah.
So we're gonna send John's team downstairs first, then, and you guys go upstairs.
We can go up in the attic.
Yeah.
Do you have
There you go, Sean.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
in
kill the
my.
lights.
We're
Yeah,
right
we're gonna kill
here.
the lights.
Hold